All right, episode 3B, Pittsburgh Post Gazette Pod. We got divisional round recap from Saturday night, divisional round preview for Sunday. Wanted to touch on something real quick. Penguins played today at 2 o'clock. Jari is back. He played for the first time Friday. Penguins won 4-1. They have New Jersey today. This is a big game for the Penguins in the Metropolitan Division. With Jari playing, I really like the Penguins to win this one. They're at plus 120 right now. I like Jason Zucker to score a goal. He's on fire right now. So we'll probably get in more hockey talk after football's wrapped up. Just wanted to kind of call that out, get a nice winner to start the day. Penguins money line. So all right. Last night's games. Your Jags lost a close one, a tight one to Kansas City. What was the final 27-20?
Yep, 27-20. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, tough beat there.
two late fourth quarter turnovers really kind of sealed the deal for Kansas City. I'd like to think if was it Agnew if he doesn't fumble
Yeah.
there, Jags have a really good shot. That was kind of those weird fluke play where it wasn't really touched. He just kind of made a cut and lost the ball inside the red zone. And then Jacksonville gets a huge stop, gets the ball back, and Trevor Lawrence throws a pick. So that kind of sealed the deal for Kansas City. But Trevor Lawrence did put on a career drive there at the end of the game, get the cover, 9.5, 8.5, whatever you had. That was huge. So,
Yeah.
we say good teams win, great teams cover. So
Yep. Absolutely.
yeah, kind of worried about Mahomes there for a minute. You saw the ankle injury; he was out for a drive, and shout out Chad Henne coming in, leading them down the field to score. That was huge for them. If they don't. I mean, Jags only lost by 7, so getting that touchdown there was huge for them. And Mahomes came back in the second half, and he definitely wasn't 100%. They were
Oh
not he
yeah.
wasn't throwing the ball as well as he was to start the game, but did enough to help him win.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said last week, the one big thing going into this game that we couldn't have was turnovers. I think I even said more than two turnovers, we can't beat Kansas City. And what did we have? Two turnovers. And we lost by 7. So kept it a lot closer than I guess a lot of people expected. I know a lot of people were saying going into this game that they could see this one being the blowout game out of all of them through the weekend, but I was proud of my Jags for keeping it close. Trevor did play a good game besides, the one bad pick. Um, a couple of missed opportunities for the Jags. So they had one easy interception, hit the guy in the hands and just completely dropped it. I mean, that was a huge would have been a huge turnover at that point of the game. Jamal Agnew almost had a couple of kick returns in there. I mean, had he got one of those, I mean, that would have been huge. A quick score would have got us right back in there, but just a well fought game for the Jags. Proud of Doug Peterson. Proud of them for going down and getting the cover at the last minute. Can't say more about the guys for that one. Sad for them, but heck of a year. No doubt in my mind they'll be back next year with Ridley coming back. So proud of them.
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely in a good spot. You have the franchise quarterback, and I think they exceeded expectations this year, even getting to the divisional round. I mean, last week I don't think many people expected them to win that game, and they had that huge comeback. So Trevor Lawrence gets some playoff experience in year two. Doug Peterson first year, so well, first year in Jacksonville.
Yep.
So then we had the night game, um, Giants Eagles, and this was a stinker. I mean, it was all Eagles from the start of the game to the end. I mean, Giants just could not do anything on offense. They couldn't do anything on defense either. Eagles did whatever they want. They ran the ball for was like 250 yards. Hurts probably had one of the more efficient games as a passer. He probably
Yeah.
had a 75% completion percentage. Dallas Goedert had himself a game, gave that out on the pod. Um, so yeah, so the Eagles will wait to see who they play next, but not not a lot to take away from that one other than, I feel like Giants and Jags are a little bit similar where kind of exceeded expectations getting into where they were in the playoffs and they met a really good team and there's not much you can do there. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, I mean the Giants definitely I I expected them to play a little bit more aggressive in this game, but like you said, I mean Philly's defense showed up and they showed out. I mean they locked the Giants down. They couldn't do anything. One of my biggest plays in that game was Quan Barkley, anytime touchdown in his 80 rushing yards. I think he got close on the yards, didn't get in the end zone, so that hurt. Um, and I believe it was Matt Breida that got in the end zone there, which
yeah,
would have
that's
loved Barkley there, but on the end around. But yeah, Philly, I mean, looked very impressive. Jalen Hurts, I don't think, I mean, he looked 100%. He didn't look like he was hurt at all. The shoulder looked great. He was running all over the place, had the rushing touchdown, which that was a good prop. Um, the Boston Scott, he stays rolling against the Giants, man. I mean, that guy just, he hates New York.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, like you said, not a lot to take away from this game. Philly moves on. Um, whoever they play next, I think. I mean, I think they still might be the favorite. Whoever they got.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely against Dallas, they probably looking at close to 6 points. If it's 49ers, it's probably closer to that field goal number, but I still think
Yeah,
they're a favorite at home. Similar to your Barkley, I had Miles Sanders, and everybody scored a rushing touchdown except for him. So
yeah,
yeah, that one stings a little bit. And for some of your Barkley props, it's tough like that whenever you have like a running back, you take a rushing total over or anytime touchdown score, and then the team gets down early and they're not going to be running the ball. They're going to have to throw to get
yeah,
back into the game. So, once it was like 14, 21-0, those plays were pretty much dead, unfortunately. But all right, so getting into Sunday's games. First one, we have the AFC game, Cincinnati at Buffalo. I've seen this line move kind of all over the place. It opened around 3.5. I got it at 4.5. This morning when I checked, it was 6. I think it's at 5.5 now. So a lot of movement there. Looking at like the big money and the sharps, they're both on Buffalo. Sharps on the under in this one. I don't know if the weather's a factor in that. I know there should be some snow, but it doesn't look like a lot of wind. Um, Biggest thing that, and just kind of looking at a game preview, is there's 3 starters out on Cincinnati's O line today. I think that
yeah.
can play huge in them being able to run the ball and protect Joe Burrow. Like I said, I got it at 4.5 earlier this week, and I took Buffalo. I don't know if I like them at that 6 number. That seems really high to me. I know it's only a couple of points, but 6 seems like a lot. I think it's maybe a 6 point game right on that number. But um, what do you have in this one?
So, in this one, I'm kind of. I mean, I've been leaning Bengals all week. Definitely gonna play them here today. I got one little two two team parlay. I'm gonna play the over 48.5 and the Bengals on the money line. Um, Kind of been getting burned with the money line plays here lately, so I'm looking for a turnaround. But I do like the Bengals. I mean, they've been playing very great lately. Last time these two teams met, before the Hamlin injury, they were up 7-3 and they were driving down the field. No doubt in my mind, they were about to go up 14-3. It was looking like the Bills defense was not going to have an answer for Burrow in that offense. So, with the two offensive linemen or three offensive linemen,
Yeah.
did you say?
Yep.
Three out, that's definitely, going to hurt Burrow. Um, it just depends on, how the Bills defensive line shows up. I mean, if they put the pressure on Burrow and, those three guys that are filling in aren't there, he could get sacked. He's going to make some bad throws. But I have another little prop play. It's longest touchdown over 39 and a half yards,
Yeah, I like
either team, and time of first score under 6 minutes. Um,
does it have to be touchdown or it could be field goal?
no, it can be field goal as well.
Yeah, I like that too. I think that's good. To me,
Yeah,
one of the things to look out for in this game is Josh Allen going to turn the ball over? That Miami game should have never been close, but he had the two it was either two or three turnovers that really got Miami back into the game. So if he can protect the football, I think Bills handle business pretty good. As far as your plays, like the over 41 and a half yard touchdown, or was it 41 and a half?
39 and a half,
39
39 and
and
a
a half.
half. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, T. Higgins, one of those guys is going to
One big play, yeah. I easily see a 50-yard touchdown play in this one.
yeah,
Blown coverage, something easily.
yeah. The
And time of first score, either of these teams get across like, a 50-yard opportunity out of field goal. Both of these guys can kick on both sides. So I love the first score under 6 minutes there.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good bet too. I think, but the over under, like with all the sharps on that, I think the weather just has to be a factor there. Like I know it's snow, but no wind, but
Yeah.
I think the over is the play. I'm not gonna play it, but if I were, I would probably take the over. The only thing I can think of is weather, as far as why sharps are on it and why this number is not higher than it is.
The only thing I'll say with that is, most of our weather games that we've had with Buffalo this year have gone over. I mean, looking back at, the Miami Buffalo game, we looked at the weather on that. I think everybody projected the under. I think it was around like 40 points, and that one went, I think, 30 on both sides. I mean, I think it hit 70. So, usually when they say under on these games, Bills go over. So both of these teams have a high powered offense. I know it's going to be a little snowy, maybe cold, but like you said, no wind. So, I think they'll air the ball out. I think they'll kick long field goals. I don't see any reason this one doesn't go over 48.
Yeah, same here. And both of these teams are used to playing in cold weather.
Right.
It's not like Miami coming to Buffalo used to playing in 70 degrees up until December. Both of these teams are used to the cold. It shouldn't be a huge factor as long as the wind doesn't pick up anything crazy. I think I agree with you the over. I do have a little touchdown parlay I put together today. I have T. Higgins to score one. Shout out Jersey Jerry. The signs pointing to T. Higgins, and I'm gonna go
Also have
Stephon
that.
Diggs. I'm gonna go
Okay.
Stephon Diggs. I also saw. I'm not gonna play it, but I also saw Josh Allen's rushing prop over. I think it's around the 40 yard mark. Maybe it's
Yeah.
at 41 and a half. That would I to me that's a good bet. I I think he's going to have to run the ball, kind of pick up some first downs on third down. So I could see that hitting pretty easily. So
Yeah, I like that. I also have the T Higgins anytime touchdown score. Um, went ahead and backed his receptions at 5.5 and taking his over 65 and a half receiving yards as well. I also played Joe Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I honestly think Jamar Chase and T. Higgins could both get a passing touchdown in this game. I do like Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown as well. I'm not playing that right now, but I do like that. And one more sneaky one, Gabe Davis. His receptions are set at 3.5. I don't see any reason he gets 5 receptions today. So I think that's a sneaky one that you could take. And that's about all I got in this game.
yeah, someone's going to be matched up against Eli Apple, and they should feast, whether that be Gabe Davis or Stephon Diggs. It'll probably be
Yeah.
Davis for the majority of the game unless they move Diggs around. But yeah, they should feast in this one. Dawson Knox, I think he's got a touchdown in like 4 or 5 straight games. That would
He
be one
has.
that I would look into. I'm sure there's some value there. It's probably in the 3 or 4 hundreds. Because Diggs and Davis are probably both ahead of Knox. Allen's probably ahead of Knox too. I don't know what it's at, but that would be one I would maybe look at. We saw last night tight ends went crazy, Kelsey and Goddard. I think we also see the same thing today. I think Dawson Knox has a good game. I we'll touch on Dallas, San Francisco here in a minute, but I think Kittle and blanking on the tight end from Dallas. What's his name?
Ooh, it's a tough one for me right now.
Hold on.
Um,
Schultz.
Witten.
Uh,
Oh, Schultz. Yeah, Witten's been
a
retired.
decade ago. Uh, yeah. So
um,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
you can get Dawson Knox. Actually, I mean, still good value, plus 150. So I guess some
Oh,
guys out there
anytime.
are kind of agreeing with you on the
Yeah.
touchdown.
Damn, I thought it would have been a lot more. Um, maybe look at a first touchdown. I mean, that
Let's see.
might be worth a play. Get down in the red zone. Look for
Okay, plus 700. Good value there.
yeah. Maybe throw a five
Um,
or something on that.
yeah, second favorite guy with that, Stephon Diggs. Both of those guys at 700. So,
Hmm. All right. All right, so let's segue into Dallas, San Francisco. This is another one that's the line's moving a little bit. I've seen it as high as 4. I think right now it's holding at 3.5, over under 46.5. Big money. All the signs are pointing to Dallas as far as trends, money, sharps, and then big money is on the under. So
yep.
what do you like in this one?
All right. I'm not gonna run and hide from this one. I'm gonna take San Fran on the points. Right now I can get them at -3.5, so I'm gonna lock that in. Um Honestly, I may even think about playing an alternate line, maybe at -6. Dallas played a great game last week. They didn't have, any turnovers. They didn't have any mistakes. I think they're going to have some mistakes this week. Dak's going to turn the ball over to the San Francisco defense. Um, I'm also going to play special teams, defensive anytime touchdown for the San Francisco 49ers. I think they're going to get a pick six off of Dak. Um, some other props definitely play, I think, run game, both sides of the ball, Christian McCaffrey and maybe Zeke, rushing props. I do agree with the under here. I think this one will get a little bit physical. I think Brock Purdy's going to have a little bit of an issue. Dallas's defense maybe put a little bit of pressure on him, but also looking at San Francisco to put a little bit of pressure on Dak. So I do agree with the under. I think they'll keep it on the ground in this one. Maybe lean on both of these unders on the pass yards for both of these quarterbacks. What about you, Brandon?
I got bad news. For anybody listening, whenever me and Mason agree on anything right across the board, it's a for sure loser because I love San Francisco. I also think the under hits. So definitely go
Yeah.
Dallas, definitely go over here because there's no way that me and you can be on the same page and we both win. It never happens. So,
Oh, it is rare. It is rare.
but to your point, yeah, I really like San Francisco here. I think Dallas, I think the reason this line's so close, I think people are thinking back to the Tampa Bay game and kind of thinking, well, oh, Dallas, that could be a good team. I think Tampa Bay is just bad. I
Yeah.
don't think that's a I don't think that's a good reflection of how good Dallas is. Like you said, I think Dak turns the ball over today. As far as San Francisco, I think they match up well against Dallas on the offensive side of the ball. I know Dallas's defense, Micah Parsons is really good, but they had the best left tackle in the league, Trent Williams, and he's going
Yeah.
to be able to contain Micah Parsons all day. I think Trayvon Diggs is an overrated corner. I think he gets burnt more times than not. The picks, make him seem a little bit better than he actually is. But you kind of get them to jump early on a stop and go route or something. You can blow right past them. So look for Ayuk to do that today. Probably, I think Ayuk probably scores. I think Christian McCaffrey, that should be a for sure
Yeah.
lock. But I say that it probably won't hit. So um, yeah, I think San Francisco's defense is too much. I do agree. I think this goes under, and I think San Francisco wins big. So
Yeah.
your alternate line at 6, I really like that. I mean, I would almost go close to 9.5, even
Yeah.
13 and a half. I think this is not a close game. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play San Francisco minus 3.5. But
Responsibly.
I could see, yeah, responsibly. I could see San Francisco blowing this game, and we get the San Francisco Philly game next week, which I would like to see. And then I really hope Buffalo
Yes.
wins. We get the Buffalo KC rematch from last year. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely 49ers. I may even raise that. I may sneak that alternate line up to 13. May throw the special teams touchdown in there with it. Um, yeah. I think the Cowboys are going to get murdered today. Jerry Jones is going to have a bad weekend.
yeah, and then I would not be surprised if they lose if McCarthy loses his job. I think they want to bring in Sean Payton. I think they wanted
Yeah.
to do that for years, and he could never get away from New Orleans. So, and then I think you have to question what do you do with Dak? I feel like he's like a fringe quarterback where he's on the fringe of being, in that elite conversation, and he's also on the fringe of just being an average quarterback in this league. And you
Yeah.
can't pay an average quarterback in this league that kind of money.
Yep. No
That
doubt.
team is too good with the talent around it to have an average quarterback. You need an elite quarterback in there. And, the expectation for the Cowboys is to win Super Bowls. Granted, they haven't done it in 25 plus years, but that's expectation every year. It's not to lose in the divisional round. And
Yeah.
mediocre for far too long. They're going to have to make a significant change, at least at head coach. So, um,
Yeah. When you're America's team, you can't just be average.
yeah,
You
no,
know,
you're right.
the expectation in Dallas is,
Sky high. It always
yeah,
is.
the ceiling.
So, all right. Well, we will check back in later in the week, kind of recap these two games. We'll have a AF or conference championship preview, and let's hope everyone wins some money today.
Yep.
Sure, use it. So.
Good luck.